So Matt, you would do the pedicure, right? Okay. So
I'm still no on a pedicure.
Especially if it's a team event.
so Chad would still be the only one out.
I'm still no on a pedicure.
I know you are. And I
That's my
can
personal space.
I can appreciate that. I mean, I'm not like hating on you because you don't want to get a pedicure done. I'm just telling you you're missing out. That's all I'm saying. You're just missing out.
Some people like bondage and to be whipped with chains and stuff. I don't want to do that either.
Taking a picture, but
Pretty sure these are very different things.
They are very different.
It's the same for me.
bondage and pedicures.
It's the same. It's the same. I'm telling you, like if you get like a crack in your fingernail
Yeah.
and like it's rough,
Uh-huh.
it makes like it'll do it to it'll do it to it makes me want to gag.
Everybody stuffs on do not disturb.
When you got to file the nail,
Yeah.
it makes me want to gag.
Filing the nail.
Oh gosh, yes.
So who do you file your own nails?
No, I can't. I can't. I
Haley
have to-
does it for
I have
you?
to click 'em. She has, but she will. She laughs at me because I'm such a. She's like, "You're such a baby." I'm like, "It's not about being a baby. Like I can't." Like nails on a chalkboard.
Uh-huh.
Whew. Gag reflex.
Okay. So you have a
It's like a legit. Like I don't want somebody else clipping my nails. I don't want somebody. I can't do the thing.
The emery board.
Ooh, yeah, no.
yeah, so you just have a some what do you call that? A
It's not a phobia. Because
phobia, yeah. You
It's
have
not. I'm not scared of it.
well, you have a phobia of nails.
It's not a scared. Like it creates a legit gag reflex.
Well, that's a reaction.
It's making me want to gag now. Like my mouth is starting to water. I'm thinking about that.
Okay, hey, this episode is get to know you,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna get to know Chad a little bit. Myself, Jason. We thought it'd be a good idea after several episodes to put some material out so you guys can get to know us a little better. We started out right, got to know Chad a little bit about his nail phobia.
It's not a phobia. It's an affliction.
Okay, your affliction. So I totally get it. We all have our afflictions and phobias, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll learn a little bit about mine today if you ask the right questions. We'll see.
Yeah. So we, Jason and I compiled, I don't know, probably 14 or 15 questions that we thought were just fun conversation starter questions that hopefully somebody in the comments will take some of them and answer some of theirs. But a good way maybe to get to know us a little bit better besides, either our the work, us, or what you've seen so far in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chad, why don't you tell the audience, introduce yourself a little bit about yourself, professional career, wife,
Yeah.
kids, all that good
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Kind of a career sales guy like Jason. I started off in telecom eventually, and have done a little bit of everything. Did industrial sales for a while, traveled for a long time on the road, and Jason brought me back home into telecom a couple years ago, and we haven't looked back. Family, I've got a wife, Haley, and 2 kids. I've got a 17-year-old Baylor and a 15-year-old Emma. We got 2 dogs. We got a lab, Cash, and a crazy little doodle dog named Cooper. So that's me. No fish or anything like that.
Both are your dogs, by the way, right?
I do think that they have both become my dog. We're fortunate enough that we work from the home office, and that means that the puppy, who is an inside dog, is with me on a regular basis. So he and I have become best friends.
Yep. Man's best friend.
What about you?
For me, very similar, right? We know each other going back to high school days.
Yeah.
Right. I got into sales early in my career, in my early 20s. that kind of coincided with not finishing college. Unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at that.
Yeah. I think it's worked out okay.
Think it's worked out okay. And, so I've been in sales ever since I was 21, roughly 21, 22. Worked my way from a national call center type sales environment all the way into B2B type sales, right? Which is how I started NexGen Communications. But for me, it was finding and developing a passion early and a love for sales, because I was able to create my own destiny.
Yeah.
When it came to my paycheck. And it got me hooked early on, right? So lifelong sales guy turned entrepreneur, turned business owner, 6-7 years ago. I have owned and managed and ran NexGen Communications. So that's my passion, right? Going from being a producer to now a business owner, developing a team, growing a team, and watching others succeed. That's a little bit about my career. I'm married. I've been married for 21 years.
High school sweetheart.
Long damn time. You watching, honey? Good times though. Good times. Good times, up and down times, like anybody that's been married that long.
More good than bad.
More
to
good
make
than
it
bad.
21 years, it's more good than bad.
Absolutely. I told somebody this a week or two ago. I said that they were about to celebrate their 7th year anniversary. I said, "Hey, don't worry, it gets easier."
For sure.
Is what it was. I told him, I said, any advice I can give you, 7 years, you might be thinking about it, that it's hard, but don't worry, it gets easier.
Yeah.
Right. So happily married 21 years to my high school sweetheart, and we have 2 kids together. We have a 15-year-old daughter who I adore, and a 12-year-old son who I love. 2 great kids. So we do have a dog as well. We've got a 5-year-old
Crazy doodle.
golden doodle. Her name's Dakota. She's crazy. By the way, golden doodles, super hyper. They do start to calm down a little bit. I think about 5 years.
Yeah.
Ours is starting to. Still crazy hyper though. They love attention. So don't get a golden doodle unless you can give it 100% attention.
Yeah.
But great dogs, super smart dogs. We're very wrapped up in sports as a family, like you, Chad. So a lot of sports. So it's a lot of juggling in our family to, I guess, to have a life outside of sports
And a podcast.
and a podcast. So that's kind of my challenge daily, is to have fun and do things outside of just sports, but trying to keep a wrap on making sure our family is tight knit, right?
Yeah.
And that we do things together. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit about me. So today we're going to go through some questions. You're going to get to know us a little bit better. Hopefully this is going to be a little fun.
Yeah.
Some comedy involved in it, right?
Check out our producer Will's interviewing skills.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
we'll see.
and we're going to go round robin here. So we have, 10, 12, 14 questions, something like that.
Yeah.
14.
14. And then we're going to finish it up with some rapid fire.
Yeah. And we'll just take turns answering first.
Okay. That works.
You good with that?
I'm very good with that. So let's get it started. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Question number 1, Will.
All right. So, I guess for Jason to start off with, if you could have a beer, drink, or meal with anyone famous, who would it be?
Great question. By the way, I didn't prepare for these.
I
Just so
didn't
you
really
know.
either. We did share the questions,
Yeah.
but I basically cut Jason's, put them in the notes, and just kind of arranged the rapid fire at the end.
Yep.
So we didn't really. I know my questions.
I wanted to speak off the cusp,
Yeah.
what's on my mind. And I think when you can answer things that's comes right off the top of your head, it's better that way. Probably 2 for me, but I'm going to go, if I'm just saying one person, I would probably say Warren Buffett.
Oh,
That's a guy that I've always looked up to, that runs a fantastic company in Berkshire Hathaway, and he employs thousands of people, and he's bought hundreds, if not thousands, of companies, in his career of 60 years.
Mhm.
The guy still drives a Toyota Camry today. Very frugal person, but you know, he knows how to make $1 out of 15 cents, as they would say.
Yeah, for sure.
And he is somebody that has probably more knowledge from a leadership investment standpoint than probably just about anybody else in the world
Yeah,
today.
no doubt.
So if I could have a beer or dinner with somebody famous that could lend an ear, you know, Warren Buffett would be probably my guy. Yeah.
That's a good one. I don't have anything negative to say about that one other than my answer is way not as like not Warren Buffett level. The person that I would choose, this has been my answer for so long. But it is also hard for me too, because I'll have an honorable mention. But it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. That if I could pick anybody, if Dale, if you're listening, it would be Dale.
We can
Jr.
tag Dale on this.
Yeah, it would be Dale Jr. One, I mean, obviously the people know him for the on track stuff, but what he went through when his dad got killed on national TV right in front of everybody, and he was able to take that sport and kind of put it on his shoulders and say, "Hey, let's continue going." You know, there's a lot of people that say NASCAR as we know it wouldn't be here if he would have chosen to just quit. And then the business side, he's a business owner in a lot of different facets. I just think, and he comes across as very real and authentic. And I think anybody that listens to this show enough or watches this show enough will know that that is probably my favorite characteristic or trait of somebody is when they are just true to themselves and authentic. So that would be it. Honorable mention is Matthew McConaughey for a
All right.
yeah, for a lot of the similar, reasons. I think he comes across as a good dude.
Matthew is a good dude.
Yeah.
He would be one I would definitely
The book.
wouldn't mind hanging out at a ball game with.
Yeah, I'd love to, sit down. I don't know, man. I want to go. We'll go to the Texas Gulf Coast and maybe catch some redfish and
Yeah.
drink a beer or have a tequila with McConaughey. That'd be cool.
So if you said Earnhardt Jr.,
Yeah,
what if Senior was still alive? Still be Junior?
still be junior.
Okay.
I wasn't a Dell Senior fan.
Okay.
My dad was, so I had to pick a guy that would beat him. So I picked Rusty Wallace because we went to Bristol a lot growing up, and
Yeah.
Rusty would beat Dell at Bristol, like especially the years, that I was young and we were going. So that's kind of just a competitive thing. I had to pick a guy that was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of racing, we need to have a racing episode.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
that's
should
right.
look at doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm in.
All right. Hey, I like the answer, man. He was an idol, somebody you kind of grew up idolizing.
Not idle, just somebody that I respect.
Respected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so question for Chad now. If you had to live in another country for the rest of your life, where would it be?
Another country for the rest of my life. Belize is another country, right?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm picking. Somewhere Caribbean. I don't think I would pick Mexico, but it would be, like, and when I think Mexico, I'm not saying that I'm going to live in Mexico City. I would, some of those outlying islands off of Mexico, but it would be Belize or another Caribbean island. I don't want people to know where I am.
Are you okay with Belize being more like low key, not really third world, but
1,000%? That would be what I would want.
okay.
Yeah. It'd be okay if I didn't have internet.
They have internet there.
You just need rentable jet skis.
A boat for sure.
You know the Winners and Losers bar in
Yeah.
Nashville?
Yeah.
They opened up a spot in Belize.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go.
So it's not as low key as it used to be.
There's a good watering hole there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would. That would be my pick. I don't need to go to the, maybe a short flight back to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
is what comes to mind too. Yeah,
It would be a short flight.
yeah,
Good answer, man.
yeah.
You got an honorable mention?
Mm-mm. No,
No?
I mean, somewhere in the Caribbean, like Belize or surrounding area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For me, right, I would probably, just off the cusp, thinking about it, I would probably pick someplace like let's go Australia.
That's a long way away.
It is a long way away, but if I'm
I
gonna
like that choice though.
if I'm
yeah.
gonna be dedicated to move to a different country, right? I probably would pick another country that speaks English.
I thought about that. That was one of the first things that popped in my head. And Belize is an English speaker. A lot of those Caribbean islands are English. I wouldn't want one of the French-owned islands. I could not do because I couldn't talk. So
Oui.
yeah, yeah.
So for me, I would pick a country that speaks English that still has a decently warm climate, right?
Yeah.
Australia does. I think it gets super hot there.
Yeah.
In their summertime, which is our wintertime.
Yep.
And all of the cities there, me and Matt talked about this last week. All the cities, all the major metropolitan areas are on the coastline, right?
I
so
like that pick.
You've got water all around you, no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
It is further to get back to the U.S., but if I'm balled in and if I'm moving to another country, let's just go all out. Let's go Australia.
Yeah, I like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for me probably would be just a remote island in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like the Bahamas or
Yeah.
just something that's remote where I can take my boat back to the mainland to grab my supplies and all that stuff.
The Bahamas to me wasn't also that's one that I think about because it is a boat ride back to Miami.
Yeah, or back to the main.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you can from the Bahamas you can if you got a big enough boat it's pretty easy to get back to the U.S. also
half a day.
So yeah.
Yep. All right, what you got next, Will?
All right. So, what is your idea of a relaxing Friday evening after a long day of work?
Good question, Will. I think
We don't get those very often with the kids going 8 different directions and
yeah, we don't, man. So I typically finish my Fridays at like 6 p.m. and unfortunately, by the time I finish my Fridays, I'm like, hey, wife, Stephanie, do you have anything planned for us to do?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And it's usually, I don't know. I don't have anything planned. I'm like, okay, well, let's go grab dinner real quick, right? Let's go get Mexican.
Yeah.
And I think for me, typically Friday nights are not at the ballpark. Friday nights, usually there's no baseball, there's no soccer going on. So for me, it's probably going to be, let me just throw on some shorts and a t-shirt and let's go get some Mexican. And, let's spend an hour or 2 hours together at the Mexican place. And then, maybe we invite some friends or family and maybe we get some ice cream afterwards or something like that. Right. And then we come back home and we're either, maybe we go to the hot tub or maybe we do a fire, if the weather's right outside.
Yeah.
Right. And, maybe chat around the fire or something or hot tub. And, for me, that's about as relaxing as it's going to get on a Friday.
Yeah. Especially this season of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to be able to unwind, go have dinner, let somebody else take care of dinner, doing the dishes, right? And, just have some good conversation with the family with no stress. That's going to be me on a Friday evening.
Yeah. I would say ours is pretty similar. Once summer baseball cranks up, a lot of Fridays are taken, with summer ball. But this Friday, I'll be celebrating my wedding anniversary. So I know this is going to be put forth in the future, but people will be watching it, so it'll be in the past. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Happy anniversary. 21 years for you two, right?
Years.
Okay.
Yeah, she is a lucky woman. Yeah, I would
she
say
outkicked her coverage.
I wouldn't say that.
I was waiting to see what you would say.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Almost got you.
But I would not say that. No, it would be very similar to last Friday, for example, both kids are kind of living their best life right now. Emma was out of town and Baylor was, running the roads. So, Haley and I just went and grabbed something to eat, and you find yourself, back at home, and we've got like an outdoor living area and stuff, and love to sit out there and watch TV on the back porch, or, pile up in the bed and watch Netflix. It's pretty simple now, just shutting it down a little bit. Cause her career too, our minds are going all the time. So if you can sit down and just check out, that's typically what we do.
Yep. Pretty typical for a 40-year-old dude, right?
Yeah.
Same kind of
not
answer
real-
with both of us.
Not real wild. We're going to probably let
You're not going to the club.
No, we're going to let somebody else cook dinner for us.
Yeah.
that-
Friday night is where you
Friday
do
night
not
is-
want to cook.
No, it's typically, and as much as I think both of us like to cook, Friday is typically the one that we don't cook, and we,
Yeah.
go somewhere else to eat and, relax a little bit.
All right.
So, next question. What was your dream job as a kid?
It's for me first, right? My dream job as a kid was a professional fisherman. Like, that is all I wanted to do. I think
Fish
we did
all day long.
Yeah, even through high school, that's all I cared about. Unfortunately, was to fish. We fished a lot of tournaments. We did all that stuff, and that's all I wanted to do was to do it professionally.
Mm.
Um,
Did you idolize somebody that made
No.
you think that, or you just
No.
had a profound love of fishing?
No, part of it was that I'm pretty competitive.
Mhm.
So there was, a little bit of that competitive fire going on. The older I got, the less I fell in love with. I'm glad I didn't choose that for a career, because the less I could care about fishing competitively. That didn't really. But as a young person, that's all I thought about was, I'm going to be a professional and be on tour. And
Young as in 12-year-old Chad, 15-year-old Chad?
yeah, I would say, 10, 11, 12. My dad would, in the summer, I was probably, 14, 15, 16. He would, or it was before I was 16. So they live in in an area that is really close to the lake and a couple boat ramps. My dad would pull the boat to the ramp for me, put me in as he was going to work at, 5:30, 6 o'clock. He worked in Laverne at the time. And he would say, okay, well, I'll just be back here at, 4:30 and I'll pick you up. And I fished all day. I did that a lot.
Mm.
So yes, that's all I wanted.
Interesting.
To do.
On
Yeah.
Old Hickory Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I cut my teeth. It was the easiest to get to. It was basically in our backyard. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's what I wanted.
That's a good one, man.
That's what I wanted to do.
So at what age did you say, I no longer want to do this?
I don't know that it's no longer wanted to do this. It was just the competitive vibe. You start looking at marriage and family and all that. And
Yeah.
yeah. And I wasn't fishing any tournaments then. So, but it was more of that, like, fell out of love with the competitive side of it more than I still love to fish, but not.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For me, it's, I can think back to probably when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in that range. Me, like a lot of kids at that age playing Little League Baseball, I wanted to be a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, so I was big into card collecting, playing baseball, collecting all the Beckett books and all the memorabilia and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I had a passion for Major League Baseball, following, Major League Baseball, playing baseball. And, that was kind of my thing in that age range where, my dreams of wanting to be a MLB player were pretty high at that age,
Yeah.
at 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
so
you were pretending to be like you practicing your batting stances and things.
absolutely, playing RBI baseball on Nintendo.
Yeah.
If you remember those games.
Oh yeah.
And watching like the Bash Brothers back in the day with Oakland,
Yep.
and just watching every game that was on. The Cubs, the Bash Brothers,
Yeah.
the Braves,
A lot of Braves, Reds,
the
Cardinals,
Reds,
Cubs,
Cardinals.
where we live.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of the thing, right? We grew up in a time where we weren't playing Fortnite and all those things,
No.
Roblox, and getting wrapped up in that. So we idolized professional ball players.
Yeah.
And for me, it was baseball, and
Yep.
but then I went through puberty and grew up a little bit and figured out that hey, that's not my dream anymore.
Yeah. That's right. I think that's probably what happened to the fishing too. It was,
Yeah, I mean, boys hit puberty and just everything changes.
Girls were prettier than fish.
That they are.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Yeah.
All right. So, simple one. What's your favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant.
Simple, but it's so hard to answer.
Yeah, that's not simple at
It's
all.
not.
It depends on the day and how I'm feeling, and for me, a restaurant is a place that provides. When I think of favorite restaurant, I think of a place that provides impeccable service, food quality is going to be there every time you go, no matter what.
Mhm.
And you get treated, like you're someone of importance.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Will's laughing because he thinks he knows my answer.
So, my favorite restaurant over the last 5-10 years, I would say, has to be Jeff Ruby's in Nashville.
Yeah.
The one in Nashville. Not that I don't love other restaurants and wouldn't pick another restaurant over it, but I know what I'm getting when I go to Jeff Ruby's, and I know it's going to be a great evening and a solid meal. So, anniversary dinner, celebration dinner, right? Taking client out, whatever it is, Jeff Ruby's going to be high up there on the list.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, we're we're far off on this one too.
Okay, what do you got?
So I have an honorable mention as well, because I thought this was a very tough question. Your favorite restaurant. Number one is one that I can go to on a regular basis. And there is, without a question, the restaurant that I eat at the most in my life.
Mm-hmm.
El Rey Azteca in Gallatin.
El Rey, the OG.
Yes. Ruben, I love you and I love your staff. And the restaurant is the best. So
I haven't been to El Rey in probably 10 years.
it's the best.
10 or 15 years.
It's the best. I am VIP.
Whenever you want to invite me and Stephanie back to go, I'll come out and eat with you.
I'm VIP.
I bet you
at El
are.
Rey. Well, at least I feel like it. I feel like family. I feel like it's like Cheers.
You've
when we're back.
probably paid a year's worth of their rent.
Haley and I did the math one time, and we could buy, and this is a while back. We could buy a very, very nice vehicle for what we spent at El Rey's over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure probably $50, somewhere around $50 when you go. And there was when she was pregnant with our kids, one of our kids, she was wanting to go like 3 or 4 times a week to El Rey's. Like that's what she craved. So that's a lot of eating.
Okay.
At the same
What's
Mexican
your favorite meal at El Rey's? What's your go-to?
3 steak tacos with pico and cheese sauce.
Okay. Simple.
Salsa bruta.
Yeah. I love steak tacos.
Yeah, probably a Mexican beer to go with it.
Okay.
On draft, they have Pacifico on draft now, so that's
Nice.
probably my go-to there. That's like, I love that meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My local honorable mention, since you mentioned a local place, would probably be Lincoya. I love that place.
Lincoya is good.
Great spot.
Yeah, and then the other is Doc's Seafood and the original Doc's in Orange Beach, Alabama. They can't be my favorite because I can't go often enough.
Yeah.
But it's the best shrimp in the civilized world. We'll share links to our restaurant so everybody can go check them out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. Favorite hobbies?
Jason's first.
Let's see. So hobbies for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Does watching
Does-
your kids play sports?
does working count as a hobby?
No, that's not a hobby.
Here lately, it's probably been the podcast, right? I would consider that a hobby. I've been fascinated with camera technology, kind of building and developing this podcast, the sound, the cameras. I get on short-term hobbies. That's more me. Like I get wrapped into something and I want to learn everything about it, figure it out, do it, master it, and then learn something new again. Right. So for me, it's probably the videography, the camera side of things. I even want to and I think I talked to you about this, Chad. I want to buy a really good all-in-one video still camera where I can do some sports photos.
Yeah.
Take some video of the kids as well, and share that amongst the team and the group of parents, so they have something, keepsake, right,
Yep.
for the year and for the team. But I kind of am feeling that I'm developing a hobby and a passion for that. So that'd be number one for me. Number two is probably, I'd say, fitness.
Yeah.
I have a strong passion to keep my fitness level up, and that means going to the gym 5 days a week, getting in some cardio a couple times a week, but just keeping the muscles tight, right? Doing some strength training, and I do that Monday through Friday today. So I'm very passionate about that. I rarely miss. The only time I'm going to miss doing that is if I'm sick, not feeling well. So videography, photography, fitness. I love to cook. That would probably be number three for me when I have the time to do it.
Yeah.
I love putting recipes together, love grilling, love cooking. I love putting good stuff in my body. And if I can make it and make sure that my wife and my kids are fed well with good nutrition, that's kind of a passion and hobby for me that, and I enjoy doing that.
We will sample food at any time.
Yeah. Need to do that more for the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Instead of buying out, maybe start cooking a
Yeah.
little bit. So
I'm in.
but those are three for me. Other than that, I enjoy playing tennis, pickleball, ping pong. I like that kind of quick,
Yeah.
fast, break out in a sweat, competitive type thing. Me at my age, I can still do that. That's fun for me to do. Ping pong probably would be my top there, then tennis, then pickleball.
I'm terrible at ping pong.
I love ping pong, man. I used to have a ping pong table for years, and I just got very competitive with it. That and I love spectating and watching my kids play sports.
Yeah.
Right, that would be
Yeah.
number 4, number 5 there, and it I look forward to seeing them play and going and watching them play and
Yeah.
seeing them and their team play. And it's it's rewarding to not only see my kids play, but the team building and growing together and winning together. So
For sure.
And I love watching the other kids on the team too, and following them and seeing their successes.
Yep.
So
That's good ones.
That's me. That's what I enjoy, my hobbies and passions and interests. What about you, Chad?
Hunting waterfowl. That's it. I mean, that's the hobby. I love to fish. I don't, with our baseball schedule, I don't fish like I used to. I plan on bringing that back into the mix on a more regular basis with, less baseball, in the future, when Baylor goes to college and that sort of thing. But hunting waterfowl is it.
It's not golf.
No. If anybody's seen me play golf,
Chad does not like golf. That's why I said that.
no, I don't like golf. I don't see the point.
You like going to a golf course though, and handing out
Handing
beers.
out beers and
Yeah.
like hanging out. Like, I'm like, this could be golf cart races. It'd be more fun if the golf course was turned into golf cart racing. And
That'd be fun.
yeah,
Yeah. Some of these NASCAR drivers that have like the tracks at their house with the go karts and stuff.
it'd be fun.
Those look really fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Like to do some drifting.
yeah,
You know.
maybe I could. Or my dad used to always say a golf course would be the best motocross track,
Yeah.
and probably would be.
It probably would be.
Yeah, I think that would make some people mad, but
Yep. So
Yeah.
you're a hunter at heart, right? You like
yeah,
to waterfowl hunt.
waterfowl.
Just waterfowl only.
Yeah, I don't really hunt anything else. I talk too much to deer hunt. It bores me to death.
Yeah.
Turkeys are okay, but waterfowl.
Waterfowl. You can be yourself, and
Yeah.
it's competitive a little bit.
Not necessarily competitive. It's the group of people that I hunt with on a pretty regular basis are like family. So there's that aspect. We have a place in Arkansas that we all, go, and it's more than just the hunt itself. So that takes up a lot of the winter, and I can do it for a long time. I don't have to. It's not necessarily a young man's game. So
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So
That's mine.
you plan on waterfowl hunting until
till I can't.
you're 6 feet under.
Till I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Or I live in Belize, and
Well, you could probably waterfowl hunt there.
I would probably just fish every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you would just have to come up to Tennessee in the winter.
Yeah, I'd be so
Sure.
tan.
Everybody be jealous.
Yeah, they'd be like, dude, you can't. You're too tan to be here. Yeah.
You wouldn't have to wear camo.
I grow my hair out, my beard. Be awesome.
If you were to win the lottery, like 500 million plus, what would you do?
Whoa, 500 million plus. Now we're talking. Are you first?
I think, okay. Yeah, I'm first on this
Okay.
one. I think this is one of those things that no matter what you do for a living, it's probably something you think about. You ride and you send one of those see one of the billboards, and it's like, the Powerball's at $1 billion. What would you do?
Mhm.
I would, step one is you take the lump sum. Zero chance I'm taking any incremental payouts. I'm taking a lump sum. So you're probably bringing home 300-ish million if it's 500 million, right? I would take 10% of that off the top of that 300 million, and at least 10%, and donate it to charities that I think are good and worthy charities. Susan G. Komen, that for sure gets some. Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital, St. Jude, like spread that wealth where it can be used for good purposes. And then, I don't know that my life necessarily would change that much, the way that I live. Like my car, I'm not like a supercar person or anything. So I'm not buying Lambos. Like that's,
Chad, you would definitely have a Ferrari.
no, there's
A
zero
red
chance.
Ferrari.
Zero chance. Zero. The closest to a supercar I would get would be a Corvette. But I don't even see that.
Hey, now's the time you insert the photo of Chad with his pinky up.
Yeah, so I'm not really a supercar dude, so like that wouldn't be. We'd build a different house.
Would you be on 1,000 acres, or would you still live in a neighborhood?
I would not live in a neighborhood. I don't know the 1,000 acres, but be on a decent size piece of property. I would also make sure that I took care of my family. Like, mortgages are a big burden on a lot of folks, and I would make sure that those were taken care of for my family and my friends that are like family. And then I would just live life, because I think It's about the experiences. I would spend so much time on the coastal U.S. vacationing and fishing and
Yeah.
all the stuff. But yeah, I'm also not one of, I don't really care anything about traveling abroad, like Europe and stuff. That doesn't like the long flight is just not it for me. So I would just enjoy the continental U.S. as to the absolute fullest and enjoy my family to the fullest. That would be what I would do.
Yeah. All right.
What
Good
about
stuff,
you?
man? Well, since you said you would donate 10%, I would donate 20%.
I think 10% is the standard because it's in the good book.
It's in the good book. I think that's way more money than any of
Yeah.
us need in our lifetime,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Especially if we take it and invest some of it. So I would probably donate, I'm just going to say 20 because you said 10%. And then I would invest the other half,
Yeah.
right? And invest it in various things, whether it's real estate, stock
Bitcoin.
market,
Bitcoin.
probably not Bitcoin. I'm not huge on Bitcoin, but mutual funds, IRAs, right? I would diversify, but I would invest half of it after donating 20%, and then the other half, would be more than enough to live out my life and my family's life comfortably.
And he would buy a Ferrari.
And I would probably buy a sports car, but if I was to pick one right off the top of my head, it would probably be a Ferrari. Yeah, probably would be.
Have you ever been in you're a big dude. You probably don't even fit in a Ferrari.
I am a big dude, yes. But I think a Ferrari, I could fit in a Ferrari.
When we drove the supercars at Nashville Speedway, what did you drive?
I had the Audi R8.
And you fit in it?
I fit in it. Yeah.
Seat scoot all the way back.
It was back as far as it would go, man. Yeah.
Race cars are built for people like me.
I know. But you got that kind of money, right? You probably have a multiple car garage, and you've got the
You
one
gotta
bay.
fill it?
You got the one bay for the sports car.
Oh, my boat fleet would be good. That's what would be good. I would drive a very similar truck. Like my vehicle would not necessarily change that much,
Yeah.
but my boat fleet would be badass.
My everyday vehicle would still be a truck, because I just enjoy driving a truck. It's a good vehicle that can do everything, right?
Yep.
Swiss Army knife
Yep.
of vehicles. But to finish that off, I would probably buy a bigger piece of land, and I would look to buy or build a compound, right? Compound as in, hey, mom, mother-in-law,
Yeah.
father-in-law, sister, here's 5 acres. Let's build you a house, right?
Yep.
That kind of thing. We would just have a lot of land, right? That maybe 500 acres, 1,000 acres, something like that.
Yeah.
I would buy a big piece of land. That would be ideal. But then I would also probably have a place on the water, right? And a place on the lake, on the ocean. And then I would for sure put some money into a nice vessel. And you said boats. I'm talking about a saltwater sea vessel.
Like a 96-foot Viking. That's what Michael Jordan has.
Maybe not that big, but that's probably too much money.
No, that is a offshore fishing boat.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm looking for something that I can go up and down the coast on.
Oh, you could do it in this.
Right? And easily get through and dock it.
Yeah.
So it might not be a
You're
96
probably
foot.
hiring somebody to drive the Viking.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes. I want something I can drive myself.
Okay.
So maybe a 50-foot something.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, whether my wife wants to do that or not, you can let me know after you listen to this.
You've got enough money that she could fly there and meet you.
Yeah. I would have a lot of enjoyment just traveling around the coast,
Yeah.
hanging out at a marina or a dock for a week, trying out those restaurants, right? And then going to someplace new.
Yep.
And then, renting a car and going inland a little bit and staying somewhere inland. So I would probably spend a few years doing that until I got tired of it. But like you, I would, make sure my family's taken care of and, just have a nice place on our own acreage.
Yeah.
With a house on the coast and a house probably on the lake.
I love it. That's always a fun question to
Yeah.
think about what would you do if.
So, what do you got next, Will?
If you could go back and redo any moment in your life, what would it be?
Oh, this is me first.
That's a tough one.
That's a hard hitting question, isn't it? So I wrote this question. There's a lot of moments because it is a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not relive, it's redo. I absolutely loved Haley's answer. I'm not going to share it. Maybe she'll share it. But I thought,
Haley answered this.
yeah,
too?
she answered it. Yeah, I told her, some of the questions that I put in. Mine would be to redo our marriage proposal.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this is not
Your
because
proposal.
my proposal to my wife.
Okay.
I am not a nervous. I think Jason's seen me speak in front of large groups multiple times. I don't get nervous talking in front of people. Like, that's not one of those things. I was so freaking nervous to ask her to marry me.
Hmm.
Like, I didn't even know what to say. I'm just glad she said yes. So it's not for like the sentimental reason that like I want to relive this moment because it was great. She would tell you that it was perfect, right? Like that's what she would tell everybody. But I would redo that one and do it better. That's what I would pick.
Okay. Well, do you even remember what you said since you were so nervous?
Hell no.
Okay.
I have not a clue. I know she said yes and we're married.
Well,
And it was okay. It worked. I mean, it's worked out great.
hey, they do have a thing that's called renewing your vows.
No, we're out on that. No.
And
nope.
you could propose again.
No, we're not renewing any vows. We're not getting married again. No offense to those who do that, but we only needed once. Like it went well
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
I'm still just as committed as I was, and then 21 years ago. So, but that would be it. I would like another shot at that one
Oh man.
because it was great. We were like we were at the beach, on the beach, like all this stuff was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, me, ring, you.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all I mean, I don't know what I said. I mean, maybe it wasn't as bad, but that's what I would pick.
Okay. That's a good one, Chad. I think back, that makes me think back to my proposal to my wife, and it's so long ago.
Yours wasn't great either, was it?
Dude, I was 20 years old.
Well,
I mean, how good is it going to be when you're 20?
maybe that's okay. So maybe that's part of it.
If you waited till you were 40 to get married, I mean,
bet
it would
it's
be
great.
It would be like the best speech ever.
Yes. Okay. Well, maybe I'm too hard on myself, and maybe that's part of it. I'm like, okay, well, I could really deliver one
Yeah.
now.
But I wouldn't, to piggyback off of that, I wouldn't take any of that back because I was a kid, didn't know what I was
it's
doing.
part of it.
It was just speaking the emotions at the time,
Yeah.
right? You might not remember much, but I guarantee you they remember it,
Yeah.
right?
Haley's probably like, she's nodding her head going, yeah. He was like,
I'm not one that regrets
no.
anything in life. I know that I believe everything happens for a reason, and we are
Yes.
where we are today based on that mistake you made or the things you did good and well.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't go back and I wouldn't change anything in my younger years. I made a lot of mistakes growing up. I did a lot of good things growing up, but I wouldn't change any of it. If I was to go back and do anything different, I think is what the question was.
Yeah.
Right.
Any one moment different.
Okay. Well, that wouldn't be the right answer for that. But if I had to go back and do now it's not too late, but my wife, she's gonna wring my neck and say that's not gonna happen. But I wouldn't mind having
You'd have another kid.
Another kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one that some people, I don't want that, by the way.
Yeah.
I would not redo that. I've got two. I love my two. Done.
Yeah, I love my two as well, and
I don't know that I would love a third as much.
I think you're gonna love every kid the same way.
I don't know. I love them 50%, 50%. You have a third, it's 33.33%.
Yeah, you got to split it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So love them less.
Yeah. If I could go back and do anything, maybe it was having a third kid.
Yeah.
But 12 years later, after my son,
Hell no.
hell no, right? But yeah, if we could have went boom, 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 3,
Yeah.
that'd be my answer.
Yep.
Okay, so if you could have any job or profession, money not a factor, what would it be?
This is me, right?
Yeah.
Money, job, profession, money, or
Not
money,
a
not a factor. You know, I didn't think about this, but I wrote this question because I was thinking of you on
Really?
answering it. But for me, I would probably go with probably coaching. You know, because I enjoy giving back,
Yeah.
and I love pouring my heart, soul, and attention into kids growing and maturing, right, and giving back. So, you know, if I could be just a coach and a giver, and helping mentor young people, right? And I know with coaching, you can give back more than just from a sports standpoint, right? You can
Yeah.
actually give life lessons.
Yep.
There's so much you can do there because you've got an hour, 2, 3 hours time with a kid, with multiple kids at a time, right? And that would be probably what I would do. Money not a factor, because we all know that coaches in youth sports and other things, they're not making a lot of money,
Yeah.
right? You're not going to get rich on being a youth sports coach, but who knows? Maybe that would have turned into high school, college, professional coaching. You never know, right? That some of the best coaches start lower in the ranks and work their way up.
Yeah.
But money not a factor. If I had that $500 million in the bank today, then maybe one of my hobbies and passions is just being a coach,
Yeah.
right? And you know, that would be probably what I would choose.
I like that answer. This is a really tough question because, I mean, I would there's part of me that has I have a similar answer that I would like, a school teacher or something of that nature, because I really do enjoy investing in kids and
You'd be a good school teacher, Chad.
watching them grow. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's part of me that I don't think that I could teach in today's environment, just with it's not the kids' fault, but like the ways that they are made to teach and like I wouldn't be very good at that. So,
You'd be a gym teacher.
oh, that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you'd be the gym teacher.
Yeah.
Gym teacher Chad.
Yeah, a gym teacher would be really fun. Or I always joke and say that I would like to rent like beach chairs and jet skis on the beach, or like guide inshore fishing trips. That would be one.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce young people or people that have never fished to fishing. That would be fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a lot of answers, but
Hey, you could still retire and be that inshore fisherman guy, right?
yeah, if my patience is there, then
Don't we develop more patience the older we get?
I don't know. You should meet my dad. I think he has less patience. Yeah. I think Haley's dad has less patience too. So
Okay.
I don't know that we get more.
Oh,
I
you
don't
know what's coming then.
I don't know that we get more. Yeah, I think we get less.
Okay.
Maybe more patience with our own kids.
I think it's a peak, right? You have less, and then you get more, and then maybe
Maybe you
get less again.
you're just like, forget this.
Yeah,
They're idiots.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, good answer, man.
Next.
All right.
So we have a pinch hitter. Matthew Hedke is going to step in and finish the questions for Will. Will had to go see a man about a horse.
I'm happy to be here. All right, next question. If you had to do it all over again, Would you have went to a university and why?
Ooh, am I first on this one?
That's you, Chad.
Like Jason said earlier, it's hard for you to, I think things happen for a reason. So this is a tough one to answer for me. The easy answer is yes. For me, I would have picked, not that I would necessarily be doing something different, but the path to success, I think, would have maybe been, some doors would have been opened earlier with a piece of paper. I mean, I would advise my kids to go, just for the simple fact that I think it could have sped up the process. So yes, I would have. I don't know that, I don't know, maybe I'd have been a gym teacher. I don't know that a career would have ended up any differently, but I would have gone.
Okay.
What about you?
I think your career probably would have ended up differently if you went to a 4-year university.
Probably.
I was dead set on going to college and a university and did not. I ended up going to a vocational school and then a 2-year associate's degree school, but dropped out of that. Hindsight 2020, I would say no. I would not have gone to a university. And the only reason why I say I would not have gone to a university is because I didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
And this is something
That's probably a good point.
that's something I talk about to Stephanie all the time and our kids is if you're going to go to a 4-year university, have a plan, right?
Yep.
Know what you're going for. Know what you want to study in. And you're not just going just to go to hang out at the football games on Saturday and the parties.
We're having these conversations right now with Baylor.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why do you want to go here?
Mm-hmm.
What is the reasoning for that? And give us some more whys other than, well, it's a cool school.
Yeah, because otherwise, I think our state affords us the ability to go to a 2-year university, get that for free, right? And then along that way, in 2 years, the child is going to know more of what they want to do.
Yeah,
right. They're gonna get it. They're gonna go through some classes. They're gonna figure it out. Right. Let them figure it out while it's free.
Yeah.
Right, and then move on.
Yep.
Right. But just going straight into a 4-year university with no plan. I don't know what I want to major in. I don't know what I want to do. Not going to happen at the Baxter household. Yeah. Not going to happen. So for me, I don't regret not going to a 4-year university, and that's just because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I ended up falling into sales, and
it worked out.
And it just worked out.
Yeah.
So
we have such similar paths that it's hard to say yes, because I feel like we turned out okay, but I still look and I'm like, man, the college experience I don't want to say I missed out on because I had other experiences, but at the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say you're more of an extrovert than I am, Chad, but you probably would have excelled more in college at that age than I would have.
I would have probably excelled at college activities. I don't think the actual college.
That's funny.
I would have excelled at. I think college things, I'd have been on the dean's list. Not academically.
Not academically.
Yeah.
I didn't open up and spread my wings until my late 20s, let's say. So for me, I don't think I would have got as much out of college, out of a 4-year university.
Yeah.
So
what you got next, Matt?
What goals and aspirations do you have for your legacy?
Ooh.
Are you first or me?
I think it's me.
This one's deep.
Right? Because you went first last time.
This one's deep.
It is deep. I wrote that question down because for me, it's something that I try to keep top of mind day to day, because we all get wrapped up in the regular task of our day-to-day job.
Yeah.
Right. And replying to these emails, following up with this person, checking in with these employees, completing this project. Right. And
Yeah.
I think we lose track of the bigger picture sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I try to remind myself daily, weekly, monthly about the bigger picture. And
Yeah.
I think we as human beings, if we can have that plastered on our wall and know what the end game is or the bigger picture is, it's going to help us do the baby steps to get there.
Yeah.
Right. And that's my mindset. So I think for me, legacy wise, most importantly is just being a human being that my kids and my family love and appreciate, right? And their kids, right? Grandkids,
Yeah.
great grandkids, and knowing that I made an impact on their lives to get to where they want to be in life,
Yeah.
right? And whether that's with their career or with their marriage, or their hobbies or whatever it is, right? If I can help lend guidance and always be there for them, right? That's the legacy I want to leave.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with money, what I'm going to leave as
No.
far as income and money and things of that nature. Although, some family members will be happy probably if they're left with something.
I don't know. It depends on how sick you get. I mean, sometimes you're better off being broke.
Yeah. Just not leaving anything.
Just not leaving anything.
Yeah. Very true.
I've heard of people getting buried with their cash.
Yeah, there's a story or a thing that I read yesterday where it was it had to do with the the developer of what's the big city in the Middle East, Dubai. Yeah, the developer, the main guy in Dubai was like,
It's my money.
Well, his story was, my great granddad rode a camel.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
started out on a camel. I'm driving a Mercedes.
Yeah.
My kid's driving a Range Rover.
Yeah.
His kid's gonna drive a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And then
Their kids are going to be driving camels.
And then it's gonna be back to a camel.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good point. I mean,
and it's we build up and develop for our kids almost to not have to work as hard.
Yeah.
Right. And I constantly think about that, and that I want that to be part of my legacy is that, it didn't change with me.
Yeah.
Right. And I made my kids earn what they have.
You developed helped pave the path.
Helped pave the path, but I didn't give in to my kids, and I made them work for what they achieve.
Yeah.
Right. And that to me is what I want my legacy to be.
Yeah. I like that one. This one's really deep. Jason got deep with this question. So to think about it and like what I would want to leave as a legacy, for one, when I was young, I was a lost sinner who was saved. So part of my legacy is that my kids and my family won't have any question to where my soul will be. Right. So that to me is important. And then outside of that is that my family and my friends like recognize me as a good human, and that my kids had somebody to be proud of. Outside of that, the other stuff don't matter. So that's my answer.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that gives some insight into who we are as people.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if I won that $500 million tomorrow, that doesn't define, I think that changes. Some sort of money does change people. But if you have the right foundation and the right core, then I don't know that money changes you that much.
Right.
That it really changes who you are. I think sometimes money can magnify who people are. And if it magnifies good people into even better people, then it could be a good thing.
Absolutely.
So that would be mine. I mean, just want to be remembered, or like, and he was a good dude. Like, I think about Richard Suter all the time when I get questions like that, because I've met so many people now after he passed away that remember the recent message of positivity is greater than negativity. And then so many people thought Richard was their best friend. And I'm like, that is a legacy you want to leave, where that everybody thought you were their best friend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, so
that's everlasting.
Yeah. So, and that happened just recently to me. So I when I hear a question like that, it makes me reflect to that. And it's like, okay, he kind of had it figured out a little bit. So the more you can walk like
is that just the person at heart, or do you have to work at that as a human being day to day?
I think that's deep too.
You know what I mean? Because there are special people out there that's just it. But others have to work extremely hard.
I think it's special people. I think all people can be special. I think sometimes it takes more to make yourself be nice or be I'm also one of these people that feel like we choose our mood when we wake up. You completely choose your mood, choose your attitude. And if you wake up with a poor attitude, or choose to leave the house with a poor attitude, it's probably going to carry you the rest of the day and rub off on other folks. And I know I can have a negative attitude about certain things, and I develop an opinion about something. And a lot of times it's hard to change my opinion because I'm hard-headed, but I do think you can choose that attitude and mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's mine.
Good stuff.
All right, next one. If you got into politics, what would you run for and why?
This is a little bit lighter. I like the lighter ones too.
Politics. Let's go.
This is your answer first, but I know my answer.
Okay. So I'm first.
Yeah.
Let's see. Politics. Politics are very interesting to me because I feel like you can help create a lot of change, but at the same time, you can maybe dig yourself deep in a hole.
Yeah.
So it's kind of twofold, but I would probably, I would not be a presidential type. If I could pick to run for anything, I think my biggest impact probably would be on a mayor level, I would say.
School board.
You're asking if I would run for the school board.
Yeah.
I would probably see myself running for a mayor position.
Yeah.
And starting with a town, city.
I could see that.
And I think I could do really well at running a city and bringing a lot of different personalities together, and leading and managing a crew there of people to get stuff done and to make that town, that city, well respected.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of starts there.
That's a good answer.
That would be my choice.
Yeah. That would be a good answer. That would also be my answer. Would be to keep politics. I would say local. It would be mayor of some sort, because I think you can truly affect change at a local level, where, the bigger it gets, the harder it is to actually do good.
Yeah.
And,
You're just voting on something at that point.
yeah, mayor would be my pick.
Okay. Mayor Chad.
Yeah, watch out.
Mayor Chad. I like it.
If you had another kid, would you do anything different from your previous two with the knowledge you have now?
Okay, I think I established this earlier.
We talked about other kids.
Yeah, there would be 0 other kids.
But if you did have another one, Chad.
If I did, no, I don't think there's anything parenting wise that I would do different. I think that Jason has so many deep ones. I feel like I was given the perfect partner to parent with. So a really good good. We have a good balance at home. Haley says a lot of times she doesn't like having to be the bad cop. So I'm sorry. You know, I like to be the good cop.
I can see that.
But I don't know, man. I mean, we got Matt with us and he doesn't have kids. And I tell people, anybody that will listen, yeah, everybody wants to give their parenting advice, right? When somebody's new and going to have a baby. And the only advice that I would give is to just enjoy every minute. Like, just enjoy it, because it changes so fast. They go to kindergarten and like, next thing you know, I'm staring a soon to be senior in high school in the face. And I don't think I would do anything different as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Just being present, cheering them on every step of the way, even when they do dumb things and make dumb decisions. It's part of learning. And what's crazy is at the same time, you're learning how to be a parent. So
Yeah.
sometimes it takes you a little bit later in life to realize, hey, the kid's learning how to be a human and we're learning how to be parents all on the fly.
Yep.
So I don't know. I wouldn't change anything. What about you?
Let's see. For me, I would probably, you mentioned the stages, right?
Yeah.
And the stages go by so fast that it's like when you're in the diaper stage.
Yeah.
let's say
I'm
you're
out.
like,
I don't want to go back to
you're
that.
like, oh God, I can't wait for this stage to be over.
Yeah, that's true.
And it happens so fast though, but then you're like, you wish that stage away, and there's so many great moments in that stage during that stage. So I think if I was to go back, it would just probably, and I told my wife this before, I'm like, if you could pop out another one at 4 or 5, I'd be all gung ho about it.
That's the joke. I used to tell people all the time, give me a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
A 3 or 4-year-old potty trained.
Where they're potty trained and yeah.
And they're becoming like little people.
Mm-hmm.
That's like such a fun age, but
I would try to enjoy the younger years, the baby years more.
That's a really good answer.
That would be my advice to the young parents out there, the young dads. If you're having a newborn baby, if your wife's pregnant,
embrace the doo-doo.
Embrace the doo-doo, embrace the spitting up, the
oh God,
the bottle feeding, right? I mean, there's so many
crying all night.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many connecting moments, I think, at that age that we probably overlook.
Yeah.
That I think hold a lot of value as the kids, get older, right?
Yeah.
It's that emotional connection that you have with your child.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah, maybe not letting my kids have a tablet as early in their life. Electronics. Yeah. I'm a big proponent of trying to keep electronics away from my kids as much as possible and have a dedicated time for that. And, probably gave in a little too early on that stuff. If I had to do it all over again, I'd probably wait a few more years. So that'd be my 2 things.
Yeah. I like that.
Yep.
All right. That was our last regular question. Moving on to the rapid fire round.
Okay. Let's see if Jason and I can do rapid fire. We get long-winded. Rapid
We'll
fire.
just call it fire.
Yeah,
fire.
No explanation. Just give your answer, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
It's your podcast.
I'm going to have to give an answer.
Beer or bourbon?
Wait a minute. Are we going to vice versa?
All right, starting over here.
Yeah.
Start. Yep.
I'm going to go beer for sure.
Yep.
And,
look, he's already explaining.
as cold as it can be, the better.
Yep.
Preferably a Dos Equis Pacifico with a lime, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
If they're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send us a case. Yeah.
We have some sponsorships open, by the way.
Beer also. Similar. Give me a craft Pilsner or some kind of gone on a kick here lately of the low calorie IPAs. And, I'm trying to get back to fighting weight. So those are pretty good.
All right.
Mountains or ocean?
Ocean.
Depends on the season, but I'm probably going to have to choose. I'll go ocean.
Yeah,
it's like 60-40 for me. Love the mountains.
This is an East Tennessee kid, and I'm saying 1,000% ocean.
If if the question was asked if you could only have one view the rest of your life,
Ocean.
I would probably pick the mountains. Okay, but view set aside, I'll go ocean.
I'm still picking the ocean.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys already answered this. Sports car or truck?
This is you.
I'm going to go today in my life today, I'm going to go truck. Ask me again in 10 years, I might go sports car.
Truck. Yeah.
All right. Hunting or fishing?
Oh, it's me? Do I have to choose?
Somebody wrote these questions.
Yeah, you got to choose, man.
Fishing.
I'm going to go with hunting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I need him to elaborate on that. That was rapid fire.
I don't
The guy who don't really hunt?
Hunting's just something I haven't done as much.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to choose the thing that I don't have as much experience in.
Yeah.
Something new. Yeah.
Baseball or football?
I need clarification on this question. Is this to watch?
Just says baseball or football.
Let's say you're going to a sporting event. Which
Football.
one? I'm going to choose baseball. I'd rather go to a baseball game today in my life than football.
All right.
10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it'd been football for sure. But I've lost a little bit of love for football.
Putt or
Go-karts. Go-karts.
You didn't even let me finish the question.
Yeah, I saw that one. Go-karts. It involves a golf club. I'm out.
That's true. I'm going to have to go go-karts as well. I love some go-karts.
I'm
Good
the
answer.
Cole Trickle of go-karts.
It's so competitive for me. Man, the only thing I think about when I get in that go-kart is how fast. When I'm eyeing the cart, I'm like, okay, which one's fastest?
The fast one? We have got, so we had that on our to-dos. We have got to go do the electric go-karts. We had
Yes.
it. We were going to do that as a team event.
Yeah,
It's not affected by weather or any of that.
that's true.
It would be so fun.
They're fast too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get that done.
All right. On to the favorites.
All right.
Song.
It's you.
Oh, favorite song.
You can do a couple.
Shoot. I don't really have favorite songs. I'm I like Kings of Leon. So I like Rivalry. I like that song. I mean, there's probably like 10, 15 songs of Kings of Leon I like. That's up there.
Emma told me she didn't like this question. It should be, you get to make an album and put 12 songs on it. And I was like, that's hard too, because we're sitting here trying to do it quick. But
man, there's so many songs that I like. Country, rap, hip hop, rock. I'll just go with that one. One fun song. I'll put out a fun song there that I asked my wife to play as a DJ at the ballpark this past weekend. Return of the Mac.
okay, yeah. Yeah. Favorite song for me, Like Jesus Does, Eric Church.
Mm-hmm.
I really like, there's two Luke Combs songs that like, I think my song, like what speaks to me gets different as I get older. Love You Anyway, Luke Combs, and Five Leaf Clover, Luke Combs. Those two songs to me are like,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't
So
know if I
there's
know
three.
those
There's three.
songs.
If you should listen.
Okay.
The good
Newest
ones.
album?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't really listened to
Yeah,
his
Five
newest
Leaf
album.
Clover is like, it was hard for me not to pick that one but it hits home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Favorite singer.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm first this time, right?
same thing there, huh?
Eric Church, honorable mention, Luke Combs.
Both country.
Yeah.
Okay. Or three.
Yeah, both. Both
Okay.
of
You only said two. I'm surprised you didn't say Morgan Wallen.
No. I mean, Morgan Wallen music is like fun, but he's not.
He's not your favorite singer?
No,
Okay.
I mean, like I think his stuff is like, like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's easy to recognize, and it's on every. If you actually turn the radio on, it's on every,
Yeah.
country station. So
Me and my daughter went to a concert recently, and we saw, and Matt was there too, Noah Khan. I'd say he's up there right now.
is he kin to Shaka?
Maybe. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. So I like Noah Khan right now. He's a great artist, kind of a folk songwriter. I'll go with Kings of Leon, Caleb as well.
Yeah.
Great vocalist. And then I do like, I'm not going to say Eric Church, although I do like Eric Church. He's not at the top for me, but I will say from a country perspective, Chris Stapleton, I think, is probably in my opinion, in our generation, has the best voice.
He may be the best male vocalist of any genre. Period.
You could hand him a phone book, right, and he could sing a phone book. If Chris Stapleton if he was at his prime in the 70s,
He's a rock artist.
he's a rock artist.
Yeah.
And he's
So was
probably
Eric-
the
so was
greatest
Eric
of all
Church.
time.
Eric Church would have been too. Eric Church would have been a rock artist in the, in the 70s or 80s. He's would be right with Bob Seger or something.
Yeah, but I love Chris Stapleton.
Yeah,
love
for sure.
Love everything that he's written and sang.
No bad songs.
Yep.
Favorite movie?
Oh, get it, Baxter.
Um,
This one's hard too. I want to go genres. I want to be like comedy, rom-com.
yeah, I was talking about it with the kids the other day. We like Adam Sandler movies, right?
Yeah, you can do a couple.
Comedy movies. So we love watching Grown Ups together.
That's such a good movie when Shaq pees in the pool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Those are always on the top of the list.
Yeah.
The Waterboy, right, is
Yeah.
going to be way up there.
62.
Billy Madison. All of those Adam Sandler movies are probably going to be at the top of the list because it's a movie that I can watch with the family and they're going to laugh and chuckle. And
Yeah.
It's PG-13 comedy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's fart jokes.
fart jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that for me right now, that's going to be top of the list. I
Yeah.
wish we had more movies like that today. I don't feel like we do.
No, not a lot.
In the last 10 years, there hasn't been really much at all.
I heard that he's doing Happy Gilmore again.
Okay.
Like a sequel to
Happy Gilmore as well. That's
Yeah.
way up there.
That'll be fun. I think that'll be, a hot
Can you
ticket.
remake that magic? I don't know.
Probably. I mean, there's a couple Sandler movies that they released just to Netflix, and those things are pretty good. Like
I haven't seen them.
The Do Over. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, you should watch those. Those are pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Favorite movie for me. This is like a really tough question because I love movies. Forrest Gump is probably first and foremost. Like,
Yeah.
I have a hard time watching movies more than once. I don't love to sit down and watch a movie, but I've seen that movie so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I love Wolf of Wall Street. I think it's great.
That's good. Yeah.
I'd be crazy not to mention Days of Thunder, which is just it's Top Gun and race cars.
Yep.
So those are some. And The Notebook.
Ooh.
I love The Notebook.
You're definitely more of a movie buff than I am.
Yeah, I like movies.
Like you remember movie lines, and I just like it goes one ear out the other with me. I don't remember most of that stuff.
Favorite comedy would be Friday.
Yeah. That's a classic.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to quote any lines, but it's my favorite.
I love Friday too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Favorite actor or actress?
Yeah.
Mm. You go.
Is it me?
Yeah.
McConaughey.
What about an actress? You got one?
Julia Roberts.
Okay.
That's the first one that comes to my mind.
Yeah, I like McConaughey. I like, is it Buscemi or
Oh, Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi?
the one that plays the shooter in Happy Gilmore. Is that him?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
And he crosses
Yep.
Billy off the list
It-
because he was nice to him.
And he's in Grown Ups too.
Yeah,
But he was in, he
He's
did
in a lot of stuff.
he did a show on HBO that was really good. A couple shows. I like actors that can really get deep into the character and just play it well,
Yeah.
like that bad guy or
I think that's why I like McConaughey. If you look, he's played everything from rom-com guy to Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
to everything in between.
And I really like what's the famous actress that did some of the not Tombstone, but shoot, she was married to what's the famous blonde-headed actor that did the what is
Brad
his-
Pitt?
Brad Pitt. She was married to Brad
Angelina Jolie.
Pitt. Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Okay, do you remember her dad, the actor?
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton.
No, that was her
No.
Oh yeah,
husband.
That was who. Anyways, her
that could have been her. dad.
her dad has been in a
Yeah.
few. Her dad's been in a few series that have been really good, and he's one of my favorite actors too.
Is that John Voight?
John Voight. Yeah.
Oh, I got another female.
Yep.
Who was she was Frozen. She was in Frozen.
Kristen Bell.
Yes. I picked Kirsten Bell.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I find her attractive. So that doesn't hurt.
Female for me. That's tough. I don't keep up with names very much, and I'm trying to think. What's the redheaded gal that's
Not Anna Kendrick.
um,
Anna Kendrick's redhead, right? She does the cup.
Scarlett Johansson.
yeah. She
Gee, I wonder why you like her.
I mean I've liked her in a few movies.
She's not hard on the eyes.
Not at all. So that would probably be my pick.
Hey, I thought of another movie that I don't know if folks have seen that they should absolutely watch. It's Shia LaBeouf is in it. Peanut Butter Falcon.
You mentioned that
If you
before.
have
Okay.
not watched that movie, if you're listening or watching to the podcast, that movie it's a 9.5.
And
It's so good.
LaBeouf is he is a great actor.
And Dakota Johnson's in it with him, and I think she comes across as almost normal a lot of times in movies like that. And it's a really good movie, Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay. Good one.
Last one.
All right.
Favorite sports team.
Favorite sports team
You can only pick one.
out of all the professions, NCAA, Major League Sports,
Yep.
all that, right?
Yep.
I'm probably gonna have to say that my favorite team over the last decade or so has probably been the Giants, San Francisco Giants baseball. At one point it probably would have been the Titans, but as I mentioned earlier, I like
Yeah.
baseball more than football right now, so it's probably going to be the Giants for
Yep.
me. Chad.
Cue Rocky Top.
Yeah,
mean,
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, University of Tennessee. in
Yeah.
whatever sport they're playing.
Can it be any and every sport?
Yes.
Okay.
Any sport.
So baseball right now,
Yeah.
they're going to Omaha. Right.
Well, we got to win the Super Regional.
Oh, they finished the Super Regional.
Yeah,
That's
we,
right.
we won a regional. Got to go to the Super Regional, but yeah, University of Tennessee.
Okay.
That's also cheating because it gives me a football, baseball, and basketball team
Yeah, it does.
to cheer for.
Golf, tennis, soccer.
Probably not cheering for golf, but yeah, University of Tennessee.
That's a good one.
If I have to pick a professional sport, it probably is the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're close. I mean, I wish we had I always liked the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I would want a Major League Baseball.
Needs to be a home team.
Yeah. If Nashville had a Major League Baseball team tomorrow, I would instantly become their fan and cheer for them. So get on
It's
it.
coming.
Yeah.
They say it's coming, right? We're going to be one of the expansion teams.
Yeah.
Nashville's in the running. I think Nashville and Salt Lake City or a couple others are out there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think within the next 4 to 5 years, there's a really good chance we'll have an MLB team.
Yeah. Matt's a big Brewers fan, and he's a Nashville resident now.
Yeah.
You going to change?
Why not have both, right?
What if they're both in the National League?
Then I'll choose who's ever winning.
Okay.
I think we'll be an American League team more than likely.
Yeah, that's my
Right?
that's
Because
my
St.
thought, too.
Louis, Cubs, Braves, all national.
Yeah,
That's how I get away with liking the Packers and the Titans,
Yeah.
NFC
Well,
and AFC.
NFC, AFC. So it would work out perfect for Matt if they were an American League team,
Mhm.
which I think probably makes the most sense is for them to be an American League team. But
Yep.
yeah, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
we wanted to do this one and let folks have a little more insight into who we are. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. If there's questions that stand out, drop your thoughts in the comments.
Absolutely.
Favorite actor team.
Let us know.
movie.
Yeah. Let us know your favorites. Thank you for sitting down with us, guys. Don't
Yeah.
forget to follow us on YouTube at the NexGen Podcast. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, all the channels. So appreciate
Right.
you guys listening in to us.
Subscribe, review, all the stuff.
Yep.
Ruben, I'm coming to see you at El Rey's. Love you, buddy.
Till next time. See you guys.